Hey there, so I've been looking for a CRT based television for a while now. Of course I got rid of my own a long time ago, and I happened to find this little gem on Craigslist, and it was free. It's a 27-inch Sony CRT 4x3, true 480i, no bullshit progressive. Not that that's bullshit, but when you're trying to play retro games or look at old content the way we were used to looking at it, that is the way it was meant to be displayed. This TV's in really great shape. SRS and all those silly Sony features they were adding. There's a front panel here. Inside he has a volume up down, channel up down, TV video, some controls for controlling the menu, and a front video input. Power button is here. But the front of the TV, as you can see, is in perfect shape. And on the back of the TV here, we can get a close-up of the model number. It's a KV-27FS120. It's one of these Sony Vegas. Even though it's a W, it's pronounced V, like the old German pronunciation. December 2004 manufacture date, chassis code BA6. This one is made in Mexico. Not bad. 120 volts. Nice plethora of inputs here. You got component video input with audio. You have an S video with also regular composite video and right and left audio, and then you have just a composite. And over here on the side you have a variable or a fixed audio output for the built-in tuner. And of course you have an RF input. The outside of the TV is in pretty good shape. It just was a little bit dirty, so I just cleaned that up. It did not come with a remote control, so I went to Goodwill and I found this Sony RMV2002 universal remote for a whopping $2.99. Now I have some of my goodies hooked up to it. Panasonic VHS VCR, Sony Blu-ray player. Obviously that's a bit newer than this television, but I'm using it with the 480i outputs and my original NES. Dust, lots of dust. There's lots of dust in this television set. It's everywhere. It's all over the neck and yoke here of the television. It's all over these boards. It's everywhere. So I'm going to try to clean it up. It doesn't appear to be badly caked on. As you can see, if I just wipe my finger gently, it comes right off. It's not that really kind of sticky, gross dust. No cigarette smell, but let's try to clean this thing. Well, here's what I came up with. I have some of this clear tubing hosed from my shop vac, and I just sort of wedged it in there. Put a bunch of masking tape on, but I left a gap here, but I don't want to suck components right off the board. Okay, that's much better. It's not perfect, but it's definitely a lot cleaner. I can see the components a lot more now, so if anything is having a problem or a meltdown, like any of the capacitors, it will be more obvious to me. I'm just going to take a little deoxid and clean up these connectors here. They're in pretty good shape, but it never hurts to a little quickie tune up. It's a little bit dirty. Okay, got the remote. All that cleaning, did I break something? Let's see what happens if I turn it on. Ooh. Clicking, noises, sounds good so far. Oh yeah, video 3, sweet. So cleaning was successful. I think I'm going to put the back on. Picture quality on this unit is quite good. Sorry if I give you a full frame like that. Timing of the camera interferes, so it gets a little weird. But I'm running some color bars through it right now using my old Avia disc here. I've had this thing for a long time, but I used to use this on all my TVs to calibrate it, so I'm glad I still held on to this. Playing through the Blu-ray player right now, I was able to calibrate this. The best mode for this television is the Pro mode. We go into picture controls here. Oh, it's really hard to see. But as usual with the Sony, I'll just say you turn the sharpness all the way down to 0. You really don't need it. This has velocity modulation on it. I have this set to off, but unfortunately, even when it's off, it's not really off. You gotta go into the service menu and you can adjust that and turn it all the way to 0. If you ever use the Avia disc, there's a handy color decoder test pattern. And with this, you look through these 3 red filters that are included with the DVD, and it's really to test for things like red push, which is very common on North American televisions. And of course, this TV had red push in spades. You go into the service menu on a Sony, then you can check and edit the axis setting, AXIS. And in that setting, you can compensate for red push, but you do need to use the color decoder check and one of these filters to see, what the right setting is. And for this particular TV, it was 31. I've had other older Sony CRT TVs in the past, and they were set to 0 actually for the best setting. But this one was set to 0 was far too much red push, and 31 actually is pretty much the correct setting. This television actually has a native 16:9 anamorphic mode. You scroll over all the way to this box, and you go down to 16:9 enhanced, and you set this to on. As you can see, it actually compressed the entire picture. And now, you set this to 16:9. When you play a movie that's actually truly 16:9 anamorphic, say a DVD, it will output it at the full possible resolution, and then the TV does the squishing. If you have this mode set for 4:3 on your Blu-ray and you don't turn on the mode, the DVD player will actually do the squishing, and you lose a lot of vertical resolution. And really, one of the best things about having a 480i TV and not a progressive scan is that when you play old games like Nintendo games, they work perfectly. I still have an old Nintendo, not one of the fancy new HDMI ones. This is the real thing. And that's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah! No input lag. It's just like we all remember it. But this is the real thing. I'm still a bit rusty. Look at that slow down. Whoa. Fun times. I love it. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs up. Bye.